In today's lesson, I'd like to cover a few things. If you're a beginner, I have some beginner's tips for you. And if you're a math teacher and math student, I have a website I'd like to show you that would be very helpful in your pursuits of mathematics. So what I'd like us to do, and this video should be posted on my YouTube channel, so youtube.com/ClausenTech. I'm doing this at home. If you were doing this at school, you would of course have to open Safari like I just did by tapping on Safari down at the bottom of your screen. And you will probably have to, when you type in some URL up at the top for the web address, you most likely will have to type in your username and password for Novell to get to the outside world. For now, let's just go ahead and type in DesmosGraphCalc.com, Desmos.com. And this is an online graphing calculator. It's not an app, so in order to use this, you need to have internet access, which is not a problem when the Wi-Fi is up. And as you can see, that welcome screen that has a great big button, big red rectangular rounded button to launch the calculator. So let's go ahead and do that. And before we explore the calculator, if you're a new user, let's show you how to save this for future reference as a bookmark. If you look at the top left corner of the screen, you'll see a left triangle. You'll see a triangle pointing to the right that's grayed out. You'll see what looks like an open book, and then next to that is a button where you can add a bookmark. And so all we have to do is tap the add bookmark, and it's the Desmos Graphing Calculator. All we have to do is click save. But what some of you might want to do is you might want to add this to your home screen. So let's tap that same icon again, and instead of selecting from the menu add bookmark, third one from the top, we're going to add that to the home screen. And again, it's still called Desmos Graphing Calculator, which it's losing some of the letters. So if you want to type them in, feel free, like I am now, and click on the add button, and you'll notice that that's adding it to your screen. Now, if you don't want it on this particular screen, because the screen I was on has the apps and shortcuts to everything that I would use in my math class, here's another way to do that. Press and hold your finger over the icon, that's the shortcut, and you will see all of the little icons on your screen start jiggling. You'll also see a little X and a circle on top left corner, which means you could delete it. What I'm going to do is keep holding it and slide it. I'm going to pause at the left of the screen, and then my screens will scroll, and I'll just release, and I can leave it there. So I'll just tap the home button on the iPad to make all those icons stop jiggling. Or what I might also want to do is, if you'll notice in the top right corner of the screen, I have a group of icons called Graph Measure. So if I want to measure something or if I want to graph something, everything that's related to that is there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press and hold on the icon again, that little bookmark, and I'm going to drag it right on top of that group, and I want to group that in that grouping called Graph and Measure. And in fact, I like this calculator so much better than the others in this group. Once it's in the group, I'm going to press and hold on it again and move it to the top left corner, because this is my first go-to. And then I'm going to go ahead and just press the home button again, and I'll tap anywhere outside of that group on the home screen to make that close. And in fact, what you might notice is I have another icon up at the top. It says ALGE 2. You can add it to that if you like, or if I like, I can just add it to this home screen again. So however you prefer to do it, add it to a group of related apps or websites. Leave it on just a particular screen that's organized. This one is all math programs that I plan on using. Or just leave it as a bookmark in Safari. Either way you do that, you have access to this. Now, one of the first things I'd like to do is to take a quick little tour of what this can do. So if you look at the little black bar across the top, you'll see Home, Staff Picks, Graph Gallery. I'm going to tap Graph Gallery and scroll through, and you can see some of the creative graphs that other people have done. You can see their names or their email addresses that they've submitted. So as you can see from this, it's capable of graphing all kinds of things. Looks like we've got some artwork there as well as mathematics. So that's possible. As you explore this website, if you really like it, so I'm going to tap that left arrow to go back in Safari. And if you really like this software, what I would suggest you do is you go ahead and join, make an account for yourself. I've already done that, so as you see in the top right corner it says Clausen Tech, and I'm going to click on my other tab that I have open in Safari. So I'm going to show you some of the things it can do, and I've already typed this in. I've typed in two equations. You can see one that's kind of highlighted in a yellow rectangle now. Y equals 2x squared plus 3x minus 2, which is the graph of that parabola. So I graphed a nice quadratic. And then I graphed a cubic, y equals 3x cubed plus 2x squared minus 2, which is a nice little S-curve graph, cubic graph, and gave it a name for future reference, just called it quadratic and cubic. And we can see that those two intersect. The nice thing about this is if you want to find out where, all you have to do is tap the points where they intersect or tap a point on the graph. So again, my tapping wasn't completely accurate, and I'm doing a reverse pinch now, in case because I know you can't see my hand. All you can see is the screen. And you can see that my first tap was a little bit off, and I didn't get the point that was where they intersected. One point of intersection is -1, -3. So let's grab that again. And you can see a second point of intersection is at 0, -2. And I'm going to slide this down and do a normal pinch in so I can see more of the graphs. Alternately, by the way, I could press this little plus to zoom in and the minus to zoom out. And I'm going to scroll that down. We have a third point of intersection, and actually we can kind of approach it, but that third point of intersection is the point 1, 3. And the nice feature about this, if you want to prepare ahead of time and you don't have to type everything in front of class, is you can go ahead and save the graph. To do that, you would have to create an account. I've already done that. You also have choices of options, so showing your labels, your grid lines, showing the axes, where you want, how far you want to go in and out on the x and y axis for maximum and minimum values. If you want things in radians or degrees. You've got help menus. You've got little how-to videos, which is a great feature in case you don't like reading manuals. And then let's just go ahead, and now I'm going to hit another tab here, and we're going to walk through entering an equation of a function. So I tap this little expression area, and it turns yellow. And I know we have these great Logitech Bluetooth keyboards, and I'm so tempted to type on that, and as I do, nothing happens. So in the bottom left corner of this little website, there's a keypad. Everything has to be typed in there. So I'm going to tap the Y and the equal signs, and I'm just going to say 2x. Notice, by the way, I'm just going to hit the delete. I haven't finished my expression yet, so this might be interesting to see the evolution of this equation. Y equals 2 is just a straight line, horizontal, intercepts the y-axis at 2. But that's not the equation I want. I want 2x. And of course, now that gives me another linear equation with a slope of 2. But if you look for the a to the b power, now I can type in my exponent. And then there's 4 arrow keys, so I'm going to press to the right so that I'm out of the exponent. And then whatever you would like, minus 2x, maybe minus 4. And there's your graph. You can tap in the area where it says untitled. You can give it a title for future reference. You can also tap the area where you can save the graph. And again, if you would like to graph a system, there's right under the equation I just wrote, there's a little button that says New Expression. And then you have a chance to keep adding expressions, however many you want to appear on the same graph. So that's our little tour. We're going to quit at the demo for here. So what we saw is how to bookmark something in Safari, how to save that bookmark on the home page. We also saw how to take that bookmark and add it to a group of apps or bookmarks. And then we explored a little bit the Desmos graphing calculator. Again, this is only a web graphing, so you need an internet connection to do that.